Comedy Film Nerds Podcast.
So
let's hear about a movie I avoided, Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Oh God, is this movie bad? It is, but it makes up for it by being way too long.
Oh, perfect.
So it's it makes very little sense. Elton John is in it.
Is he a villain? What does he do?
He's
Does he bring back the Pinball Wizard? That's his only film credit I know about.
No, he just literally, it felt like one of the producers is buddies with Elton John and like called in a favor. Hey, we got to get Elton, and Elton was like, okay, I'll come, but I'll give you for 3 days or shooting or something like that. It's where is this? The Golden Circle, right? Okay. Let me bring up the information on this. It's Kingsman: The Golden Circle, right? It's directed by Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah, who I like.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the first one, so I was pretty sure I wasn't going to like the second one.
Yeah, and I know you and I didn't like it, and many of the listeners were like, oh, I really liked it. You guys missed the boat or whatever. I don't think I missed the boat on this one. I think if you like the first one, you're not going to like the second one.
Right.
There's some interesting stuff in the beginning where I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And
Halle Berry's in it. There's a ton of people in it.
Yeah, there's a ton of people in. Channing Tatum's in it. So it's like, but it's 2 hours and 21 minutes.
Wow.
It needs to be an hour 45. I mean,
like Lego Ninjago.
Like a little, and it really, and you felt that you started to really in the second act and third act. You're just like, yep. I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, come on. There's some okay stuff, but then it is so uneven. They introduce all of these things, and then
wasn't there like an American version of like Kingsman, like the Statesman? But they're cowboys.
They're cowboys, so they're all just like. So of course they get Jeff Bridges to just be all like Jeff Bridges talking out of the side of his mouth,
doing his Jeff Bridges cowboy voice he does in every movie now.
His weird mouth lip thing that he does now, there's that. There's the dude from Narcos.
That's not getting old.
That's not getting old at all. Not at all. There's the guy from the actor from Narcos that I really like. Has a part in it. Julianne Moore's in it. Her character is kind of interesting because she's
the villain, right?
She's the villain. She's a drug kingpin who has all this money. She built this like 50s town in the middle of the jungle, and she's just like super nice, but she's really evil and does some evil shit, and that's like kind of interesting. Like that's an interesting villain, Julianne Moore. She's a really good actress to play this like.
She built like a 50s town in the middle of the Amazon.
Some jungle, something like that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's
actually funny.
Right, that's a cool premise, and that's a cool like it sort of fits in this Kingsman world, right? So Samuel Jackson was the villain in the first one. He was sort of the
cartoon character.
Hip hop type icon, billionaire, whatever. And so Julianne Moore was a really good villain, really different type of villain that we haven't seen before. Just this Stepford wife psycho. It's just so that was interesting. But then there's just so much shit that just goes on way too long, and then there's some scene pops. You're like, why is this scene in there? Why is this joke in there?
So, it's funny. It's when it comes out on DVD, you kind of want to see an editor's cut.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, Mark Strong is great as Merlin. I really like Mark Strong. But then there's just so many little dumb things in there that you're just like, oh.
See, I feel like that's when you know you're really not connecting with a movie, when you find yourself just completely removed. And you're just like, who made this decision?
Yes.
Now? Like at this point, this is not a thing that should be going on.
Yeah, when you're doing that and looking at your phone.
Yeah.
Like at the time on your, like I'm out.
Right.
And
even when you knew you had time to kill before a show.
I had literally, I drove down to San Diego to beat the traffic because the traffic to San Diego can get awful. So I left in the afternoon, so it was only like 2 hours and change, and I got to a movie. I was like, this is great. I'm in time plenty for the show. And then I was like, God.
I'd rather just sit in the parking lot.
Jesus, I know.
I saw my movie in San Diego, too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. It was nice to just like go to a theater on a whim and not have to worry about everything being sold out.
Yeah, exactly.
It was kind of cool.
I know. So, I mean, that was cool. It's Monday afternoon. The theater's not going to be full. It was comfortable seats. You know, I could sit wherever I want, kind of thing. But I was just really got bored with it. And there's little moments I'm trying to get in, you know, that I'm interested in, because Colin Firth is a fine actor, and there's all these, you know, these are really pretty good actors in a lot of this.
Did it have a lot of that kind of anti-American satire in it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, their depiction of the statesmen, of Americans, like, it's that English, that old British thing. They think every American is a cowboy.
Right.
Who's just like, yeah, I want guns and whiskey.
Yeah.
You know, like...
and a rope.
You know, so there's a lot of, like, Jeff Bridges, you know, is the head of their...
Didn't they have lassos, too?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly. One of them had a magic lasso that had special powers, so I was just like, okay...
I mean, who didn't have a high school buddy with a magic lasso?
Of course. We've all had our magic lasso buddy who always, you know, wants to go get Jello shots and go to strip clubs. It's the same guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was like, I can't imagine. The people that really liked the first one and thought we were wrong, I want to hear what you think.
Right.
I really want to hear what you think about this one. I want you to really, if you sign off on the 2 hours and 21 minutes of this bullshit, I want to know why. You need to fucking explain yourselves to this program. So, yeah, I can't imagine. Part of me was like, man, I wish I wasn't watching this now. I wish I was watching something else so that I could just watch this on a flight.
Right.
Because it would get me through a dumb flight. It's fine on a dumb flight. But I could even see myself on a dumb flight.
Turning it off.
Or just like reading a magazine while it's playing in the background or something like that.
Or just hoping it puts you to sleep.
You're right.
Like hoping it helps you doze off.
Yeah. Then it's a fine plain movie.
Right. Yeah. Then it's like, all right,
job.
you did your job.
Then it's cinema ambient.
Yeah, it is. You want a little. This is fine cinema ambient. So,
Which would be a good name for a punk band.
yeah.
Aside.
Yeah. Send us your punk band names, guys.